Hey princesses, before we start this video, of course, I just want to say a big condolences for all the family of, and even a whole Disney family for the loss of the great actress for more than 75 years and the voice actress of Mrs. Potts, Angela Lansbury. She's one of the amazing role models that I have ever loved ever since I watched her on Murder, She Wrote. At first, I don't even know that she was the one who voiced Mrs. Potts. And now I truly get it. Her voice was amazing when I hear her singing Beauty and the Beast. It's one of the iconic songs I ever love. When I heard that she's passing, I was deeply sad. I'm not actually crying, of course, because I'm sure that she's now gonna be happy when she's in heaven. She passed away she passed away 1 year before her birthday at the age of 96. She's gonna be turning 97 or around this day, around the days, of course. So that is the way before her 97th birthday. She passed away, according to her family, that she peacefully passed away in her sleep in Los Angeles, California. I was so sad when I saw the news on Inside Edition and every news articles about Angela Lansbury's passing. I'm sure that she'll be happy in heaven, of course, and I always love her so much. She'll be forever be a Disney treasure and our role model, of course, from our lives. We will never forget of the incredible Angela Lansbury, aka Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote, aka Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast. We love you, Angela Lansbury, and you will always be in our hearts. Alright, let's start this video. Hey princesses, and welcome back to Forever Disney Princess. Excuse the hair, of course. It's feeling really crazy, of course, but we're gonna go with it anyway for today's video. Like I said on my last video, I'll be doing my Disney Princess haul soon. In the meantime, we're gonna have a bit of a comeback of Disney Princess Storytime Presents. And today, of course, I got this new one, of course. I'll be showing this in my haul, of course, in my next video. But in today's video, we are going to be showing you the new book that I have right here. I've been always wanted to have that book since I saw a lot of celebrities and even on Google for a very long time. It is the Disney Princess 5-Minute Princess Stories. It's from the year 2011 by Disney Press. As you can see on the front, you can see Belle, Ariel, Tiana, Rapunzel, and Cinderella. And on the back, it has Jasmine, Snow White, and Aurora in there. It says, "Anytime Tales. All princes are always really busy, but they make time for royally important things. Cinderella invites a new friend to tea, Ariel goes out of her way to help a baby dolphin, and Belle tries to cheer her up a sad horse. Each of these tales is the ideal length of reading aloud in about 5 minutes, perfect on a jam-packed days." So this is a really awesome book. It says ages 3 and up. And they are, how many are these? I got these at book sale for around $155, which is really expensive, but I just wanted it anyway. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stories of the books. So in today's story time, I decided that I'm gonna be reading Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, A Big Surprise. But before we read the story aloud, let me tell you what is Disney Princess Storytime Presents. It is a segment for my channel where I read so many story books, of course, of Disney princesses for around, movies, and then during their princess life, of course, for the Disney princess. I'm a storyteller. I try my best to read and pronouncing it because I'm still studying, and I love sharing stories with you princesses, and I love a lot of storytellers everywhere around YouTube, so I decided I'd create a segment. So let's get started for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, A Big Surprise. Alright, it's time to read. Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, a big surprise. Snow White and her prince had recently been married and they were living happily at the castle. The Seven Dwarfs missed Snow White, but she made sure to visit them often. One spring day, Snow White went to the dwarves' cottage, and the dwarfs were not expecting her. But the princess had a very special surprise planned for them. I wonder what this is. Snow White knew the dwarfs worked hard. That day, she wanted to make sure that when they got home, they didn't have to do any more work. No dusting, no sweeping, and no cooking. No wonder the dwarfs are really tired. Snow White waited until the dwarves had left. Then she and her animal friends hurried into the cottage. The princess looked around. By the time the dwarves get home tonight, one surprise will be ready. Here's Snow White waiting at the dwarves to go out there, and she's getting ready to get inside. So they set to work. Snow White sang a cheerful song as she swept the cottage floor. The birds chirped while they pickled up the crumbs. The squirrels used their fluffy tails to dust, and the chipmunks and the deer washed and dried the breakfast dishes. With so many helpers, Snow White had downstairs gleaming in no time. Look at all the animal friends helping it. It looks just like with this song, Whistle While You Work. Next, they went upstairs and the princess began make the beds. Hold the covers up tight, she told the bunnies. Then hold down the top. There, it's perfect. The bunnies hopped off to start on the other beds. Look at that. How cute this is. Ooh, look how Snow White picking up some blueberries. I'm thinking they're making blueberry pie. Before long, every inch of the dwarves' cottage, neat and tidy, Snow White and animal friends headed outside to gather fresh berries, nuts, and apples. Uh-oh, could be poison apples? Nah, the story was over though. The poison apples are gone. Just fresh apples on the forest to use in the dwarf's supper. They'll be very hungry after their long day, said this princess. Luckily, the blueberry bushes had lots of ripe fruit, and a basket was quickly filled. I know what we'll make for dessert, Snow White told the rabbits. Blueberry pie. Next, the princess and her friends strolled into the meadow of finding some wildflower. Lovely, said Snow White as she sniffed a blossom. These are perfect for the table. Look at how beautiful flowers they are, and Snow White had to pick some. That is so sweet. Ooh, and it says, back inside the cottage, Snow White and her friends goes to work fixing supper. There was soup to be simmered, bread to be made, and pie to be baked. Before she knew it, the late afternoon, the sun was casting long shadows across the window panes. Tweet, tweet, chirp, chirp, the bluebirds were singing outside the window. That the signal to tell Snow White that the dwarves are almost home. Snow White and her animals hurried outside and hid. She couldn't wait to see what the dwarves thought of their surprise. She peeked through the window. When they got inside, the dwarves stopped and stared. They couldn't believe their eyes. The floors went swept. The room was tidy. And there was even a freshly baked pie cooling at the windowsill. What is that delicious smell? Doc wondered, which had been set. Then he went to the pot of soup. Someone's been in our house. Could be Snow White. I don't want to spoil it, but it's really, really cute. The dwarves were confused. They tried to guess which dwarf had done all of this. Doc noticed that Happy's smile was especially big. Was he keeping a secret? Dopey pointed out that Sneezy seemed super sneezy. Maybe because he had dusted and swept the cottage. No, it's not even Doc, Dopey, Happy, or Sneezy. Snow White giggled as she listened outside the window. They never guessed that we did it. She whispered to her animal friends. When the dwarves started eating their pie, Snow White quietly headed home. Inside the cottage, Bashful had one more guess. Whoever behind the surprise would have to be one tired dwarf. And who seems the sleepiest? Why, Sleepy, of course. The truth was, Sleepy was the only one. After a long work day, their tummies pleasantly full. All the dwarfs were ready to bed. When they climbed the stairs, the dwarves found one last treat. 7 neatly made beds and 7 perfectly fluffed pillows. As they drift off to sleep, the dwarves decided to tell their good friend Snow White about this wonderful surprise the very next time they saw her. And that is the end of the story of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, The Big Surprise. I really hope you princesses enjoyed for today's video. It is honestly quite big, to be honest, and that's why I was kind of hard to read when I show it to you on camera, but I did my best for my reading. Of course, I did my best to show you the pictures because this is so big, but I'm really happy that I have it, of course. I have other princess stories I'm going to be telling you in next times. In the meantime, we're going to have a Disney Princess Haul soon. For now, we're just going to have fun with some story time today, and I have other hunts that I'm going to be going to for many more Disney princesses to come. For now, princesses, thank you so much for joining me for today's video of Disney Princess Storytime presents Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, A Big Surprise. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell notification. No pun intended. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my main channel, Pinktastic Barbie Collector. Follow me on TikTok at Forever Disney Princess TV. And we'll see you, princesses, in my next video. Have a royal day, princesses. Bye!